Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful morning. We're up early this morning and we're going into Bacolod City, and as you can see, 35 pesos plus. So we decided to go to Bacolod City, and while we was in Bacolod City, we went to the ukay-ukay. So we had a nice rummage around. Did we manage to find a bargain? Probably not. So it was basically, we just went round the shops, did a little bit of shopping, because the budget's very, very low. So it was just a day out in Bacolod City. So that's what we're doing, guys. We're just here in Bacolod City, having a basically having a walk round and just looking what's going off. So I've come out of the clothes shop, ukay-ukay, and I'm here in the plaza, and I'm just having a little walk around the plaza here in Bacolod City. So quite nice today, actually when we rode into Bacolod City, I thought, wow, it were about, 20 to 10, I think 10 to 10, when about 10 o'clock might have been, 10 to 10, 10 past 10, thereabouts. And I thought, oh, it's going to be very, very, very packed, and it's going to be very busy, the roads, but not so. It were quite good. I think what we did is we missed a lot of the traffic, but we were still in quite a bit of traffic, but not the crazy fast rush hour traffic, even though you have to ride very careful, be very careful when you start to go into Bacolod City, guys, on a motorbike. So I were actually wondering, here in the plaza at Bacolod, some lovely statues, and once upon a time it must have been absolutely spectacular. Bacolod City must have been absolutely spectacular. Now, these statues and the water fountains, like I said, when these were actually working, the plaza must have absolutely looked spectacular. Maybe one day they'll revamp them, they'll get everything up to scratch, and maybe they'll get the water fountains working again and do a little bit of repair, because how nice is that? That would be absolutely spectacular. The plaza here in Bacolod City, it would be lovely to see all these fountains and the lights working again. So that's what I'm actually doing, really. I'm just, having a little walk around. Well, I'm saying a little walk. We got there for 10 o'clock and we didn't leave while knocking on 6. So we rode the motorbike back in the dark. I'm saying 6, more like 6:30, 7 o'clock time when we got back. So we're in Bacolod City quite a long time. Now, it looks like there's quite a few homeless in the plaza, and that's always been the case as far as I know. Because when I actually first came here, 2018, 2019, this is my third time in the Philippines. When I actually came here, I can remember we used to come into Bacolod City three or four, more like 5 days a week, and there are always homeless people in the plaza. And it's not a good thing to be homeless. I've been homeless myself, so it's not a good thing. And I didn't walk across to the cathedral, so I have actually got a full-length video of the cathedral in Bacolod. You'll have to go back a year or two, more like 2 years, and it's a lovely cathedral, and it's a God bless. And let's pray this morning. It's actually, guys, this is actually a Sunday morning. So, it was quite nice in Bacolod, but it's very hot, very humid, and you're sweating. And just doing a little shop, so to speak, looking in the shops, it's like work. It can be very, very hard, especially when you're there for hours and hours, because it's just so very hot and humid. So, it's not very, there's not a lot of people really around on a Sunday. So I think Monday might be a different kettle of fish. You know, I think there'll be quite a lot of people around. But this is the lovely cathedral of Bacolod City, and it really is spectacular. You know, if you're in Bacolod City, guys, visit the cathedral. Then you can walk down to SM, and SM is all air conditioning. And if you've got a little buck, a little dollar, a little money, you can actually buy some nice food in SM Bacolod. So that's it. You know, if I actually get back to Bacolod, like I said, I came to Bacolod a month or two back, and before that's a good 12 months ago since I was last here in Bacolod City. So it's very, very rare I actually come to Bacolod City. And it's not somewhere I really like to come actually into Bacolod City. And the reason is, every time you ride your motorbike, you nearly get killed every time you ride your motorbike through Bacolod City. You know, you've got traffic pulling out on you, well, it's just a crazy place to ride a motorbike, especially when you hit Andamanham. Andamanham can be very crazy, but it's just a crazy place, you know, to ride a motorbike, as you guys will know. So, you know, a lovely day, but very, very hot, sweating and humidity, crazy really. So, like I said, guys, if you actually, your first time here, it's, you know, I'm sure you'll enjoy it because it's all new. So have a walk around the plaza and you'll get quite a few kids and people asking for money. If you've got a little bit of money and you can see they're not professional beggars and you can see they're really people in need, like if you cross to the church, you can see a lot of those people are actually people in need. Because, you know, they've got the hands missing, they've the cripple. So, you know, give 'em a few pesos, whatever you want to give. And it's a lovely day. And I hope you enjoy it here in Bacolod City. You know, quite nice. Some of these statues are absolutely excellent. It looks like a swan with an eagle's head. And, you know, I'd like to know the full story and the background to some of these statues. Like I said, wow, once upon a time, they must have been absolutely fantastic, some of these statues. And all the water fountains going. So maybe one day, Bacolod City will actually get all the water fountains back to normal. Now, it's going to probably be quite hard work keeping it up to scratch because a lot of people don't really respect the very, very hard work that people do. So, you know, it would be nice, you know, like I said, God bless, what are we wishing for? So, you know, that's it, Bacolod City, and we're in the plaza. So, I've got a few shorts, you'll have to check the shorts, but I've got a few full videos of Bacolod City. And I'm hand holding, and I'm just in the plaza waiting for Joveline. So, you know, if you really, here she comes. So, you know, if you really want to see a lot of Bacolod City, you'll have to go back and check my videos. So, have a great day, take care. Here from Bacolod City. And now we're on a Monday morning. This was a Sunday morning, guys. Great day. So, that's it, Bacolod City. I'm saying, you know, quite a lot of people, but not really packed back.